Hello. All right. Welcome to English on the Road by Donation webinar. I'm just going to hang out here for a second and see if we have people joining. This is my first ever live on YouTube, so I'm still a little confused as to how it works. And I'm just going to log in on my phone to see if it is actually working. I really hope it is. Let's see. Okay. Well. Oh yeah. There's me. Wonderful. Awesome. So, what do I do now? I guess we start the lesson. Yes. Wonderful. Hey, thank you, Maria. So happy you're here. We recommend. So, I'm hoping that you can hear me, I'm hoping that you can see me, and I may as well get started. So, today I'm going to teach you just a little bit of information about the present perfect in English. And let's just pull up the slides, shall we? So, one moment. So, I'm hoping that you can hear me, I'm hoping that you can see me. Yes. I may as well get started. It's hot here. Today, I'm going to put that phone right there so I can see exactly what you see. Okay, so we're just going to have a look at the present perfect. But before I begin, I think you should all know that the main purpose of these webinars is to raise money, to raise much needed donations for the Bridge Youth and Family Services in Kelowna, British Columbia. Okay, so this organization, they do a lot of great work, and we will be talking about this organization later on towards the end of the live. Now, if you have any questions, please just write your questions in the box. I can see the comments, so I will definitely try to get back to your questions as soon as I see them. All right, so without any further ado, let's get started, shall we? Yes. I'm just reading some notes, and it should change my bit rate, but I don't even know what that means, so. Awesome. Okay, so the present perfect. What's so perfect about it anyways? Well, first and foremost, what you need right now, you should probably have a pen, you should probably have some paper, you should definitely have an attention span, and if possible, grab yourself some coffee or grab yourself some water, because I have no idea what it's like where you are, but where I am right now, it is hot. It is extremely hot, and I'm Irish, and I'm not designed for extreme hot temperatures, but I manage. So, and awesome. So, yes, my name is Ronan. I have my coffee. I do not have a pen and paper. I have an attention span sometimes, and I certainly will have the attention span for this lesson about the present perfect. So, the plan for today is we're going to have a look at a warm-up. Then we're going to have a look at the present perfect in a few different ways, where we're going to examine unfinished actions, finished actions. We're going to look at how to use been and how to use gone in the present perfect. And of course, we're going to talk about the bridge, which is the organization that we're hoping to raise some money for through GoFundMe. And of course, at the very end, I have plenty of extra work for the nerds. All right, so that's a dedication to the English nerd. Anywho. Yep, we've been there. So the warm-up, we have some questions to start off with. And I'm just going to first of all start off by reading the questions. And then I'm going to give you some answers to these questions. So number 1, have you ever drastically changed your hairstyle or clothing in a very short time? Number 2, have you ever ridden an animal? Number 3, where have you traveled? Number 4, what sports have you played? Number 5, where is the best place you have ever been? That's a tough question. And number 6, what is the craziest thing that you have done? So now you should just be thinking about these. Think of your own answers. I'm going to give you my answers in a moment, but you should really just think about these for yourself. So what sports have you played in your life? What sports have you not played in your life? Where have you traveled? Where have you not traveled? Where is the best place you have ever been? For me, that's the toughest of all these questions here. So now I'm going to give you some of my answers for these wonderful questions. And your job is to listen to my answers and try to figure out what question the answer is for. So this is your listening activity. Are you ready? Well, I sure hope so. But I have no idea if you're ready or not, because there's all one-way traffic right now. So, to start. A. I've ridden a horse just one time, though. A. I've ridden a horse just one time, though. So what number is that for? Is it number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, or is it number 6? I've ridden a horse, but just one time. Well, the answer for that sentence there is, of course, number 2. Have you ever ridden an animal? Yes, I've ridden a horse just one time, though. B. Oh, that is a tough question. I have visited many different countries. The first country I visited was Spain, and since then I have been to quite a few different countries. So listen one more time. Oh, that is a tough question. I have visited many different countries. The first country I visited was Spain, and since then I have been to quite a few different countries. Oh, we're getting some comments. Democrites, Pinto Lima, I have never changed my hair. Interesting. I'm going to get through these and I'm going to have a look at your comments. Thank you for the comment though. Awesome. So, B. That's a tough question. I have visited many different countries. The first country I visited was Spain, and since then I have been to quite a few different ones. And that, of course, is for number 3. Number 3. Where have you traveled? Oh, that's a tough question. I have visited many different countries. The first country I visited was Spain, and since then I have been to quite a few different ones. C. C. So remember, I'm answering the questions on the left. C. That is an impossible question to answer. That's the answer for question 3. Awesome. That's an impossible question to answer. I have been to so many great cities and so many great countries, I can't pick one. I think the people and the experiences make them great. So listen again. That is an impossible question to answer. I have been to so many great cities and countries, I can't pick one. I think it's the people and the experiences that make them great. C. That's an impossible question to answer. I have been to so many great cities and countries, I can't pick one. I think it's the people and the experiences that make places great. 5 for C. 5. Where's the best place you've ever been? Correct. You are correct. Democritus Pinto, Revzan Jantagini. Sorry for killing your name there. But yes, you are absolutely correct. So C is with question number 5. Where is the best place you've ever been? And of course, the answer, well, that's an impossible question to answer. I have been to so many great cities and countries. I can't pick one. I think the people and the experiences make them great. And guys, that's an honest answer from me. That's an absolute honest answer from me. I have been to a lot of different places in my life, and I cannot possibly pick one place that is the best. Because everywhere I go, there are some fantastic things about them. All right, moving on. D. When I was a kid, I used to play a lot of rugby. But I have also played some soccer, some golf, and I love swimming. I will go back to the first page in a moment. So D. When I was a kid, I used to play a lot of rugby. But I've also played some soccer, some golf, and I love swimming. So which number is answer D for? D. When I was a kid, I used to play a lot of rugby. But I've also played some soccer, some golf, and I love swimming. Which one is that for? D. When I was a kid, I used to play a lot of rugby. But I've also played some soccer, some golf, and I love swimming. And yes, Rezvan is in with the answer. Number 4D. What sports have you played? And my answer was, of course, when I was a kid, I used to play a lot of rugby, but I have also played some soccer, some golf, and I love swimming. So I'm just giving examples of different sports that I used to play when I was a kid or just in my life in general. All right. What comes after D? E. I'm so smart. Okay. This is a good one. Oh boy. I guess the wildest thing I've done is move to a town called Kelowna without any research at all. 4 years later, I'm still here. E. Oh boy. I guess the wildest thing I've done is move to a town called Kelowna without any research. 4 years later, I am still here. Is that for number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, or number 6? E. Oh boy. I guess the wildest thing I have done is moved to a town called Kelowna without any research. 4 years later, I'm still here. So answer E. What number is E for? And Rezvan is back in with the answer. Rezvan, you're on fire right now. Yes. What's the craziest thing you've ever done? The craziest thing is something wild, something unpredictable, something without maybe a lot of planning. And for me, moving to a town called Kelowna without any research about jobs, places to live, or anything like that, That was a little crazy. At the time, it seemed normal, but when I look back on it, I'm thinking, wow, that was a little bit mad, I guess. So yes, the answer for E is 6. What is the craziest thing you've ever done? Now, someone asked me to go back. Can you please go back to the first page? You've just shown for us the different uses of the present perfect. There we go. So this is what we will be looking at today. There we go. Yes, this is what we will be looking at today. We've just done the warm-up questions. Of course, unfinished actions, finished actions, been and gone. So that is the plan for today's lesson in terms of the actual grammar part and the actual educational part of English. And at the very end, of course, there's going to be extra work for the nerds, for anyone who really enjoys English, for anyone who really, really wants to learn a lot of English, okay? So keep in mind that this is the plan, and without any further ado, we'll keep on going. So I just gave you the answers to all of these questions here, and I'm just going to look at some of the comments. Teacher, I have never traveled. That's absolutely fine. I have never traveled. Great sentence. You know, a lot of people might say, I have never traveled to France. I've never traveled to the USA. I've never traveled to the Middle East, for example, but I will. But I want to. So I have never plus past participle, and then you can introduce but I want to, but I will, but I plan to go somewhere. So my name's Ronan. I have never traveled to the Middle East, but I plan to travel there. I plan. I have never changed my hair. Well, would you believe there was a time when I had hair? Would you believe there was a time when I had hair down to here? How crazy is that? I used to have these long, luscious, curly locks of hair, and they were beautiful. And then genetics kicked in, and I got a little bit older, and the older I got, the less hair I had, and then there was a giant bald patch on top of my head until one day I decided, you know what? Time to embrace the baldness, and I shaved off my hair. In fact, not too long ago, I had a big bushy beard, and I decided to just get rid of that for fun. So I have drastically changed my hairstyle or clothing style in a very short time, numerous times. Watching a live on YouTube is the craziest thing I'm doing now. That's a little crazy, and I'm glad you are here. I'm really happy you're here, and thank you for being here. All right, back to it. When to use the present perfect. So we can use the present perfect for a variety of different reasons and different situations. And the ones that we are going to look at right now are going to be for unfinished actions. And the first one we're going to look at will be actions, states, and habits. And the second one we're going to look at is how to use since and for. Since and for. So these are two different mini lessons within unfinished actions. So sit back, relax, and get your ears ready. As you can see here, one moment, just fixing my laptop, there we go. We have three different sentences. We have an unfinished action, we have an unfinished state, and we have an unfinished habit. A habit is something that you do again and again and again. For example, drinking coffee in the morning is my habit. Whoops. Let me just fix my video. Technical difficulties. Yes, there we go. Awesome. I'm still getting used to this whole online teaching thing, so bear with me, please. Thank you for your patience. Okay, so we are looking at unfinished actions, unfinished states, and unfinished habits. And we usually use this tense when we're talking about these. And usually we use it when we want to say how long, and we often use since or for. So looking at these examples here, I've known Karen since 1994. I've been smoking for 15 years. I've been starving for the past 5 hours. Can we please eat? So one of these is an action, one of these is a state, and one of these is a habit. Which is which? Which of these is an action? Which of these is a state? And which of these is a habit? Leave your comments. Let me know. Ooh, I'm getting lots of warning messages from the Google. That's all right. Let's have a look at the comments. Cool, 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 cool. Okay, so the action in all of these is... Whoops. Sorry. Good, good, good. Hello, Louisa Ruse, welcome. So the question is, did I know Karen yesterday? Yes or no? Did I know Karen yesterday? Do I know Karen today? And will I know Karen tomorrow? The answer to those three questions is yes. Yes, I knew Karen yesterday. Yes, I know Karen today. And yes, I will know Karen tomorrow unless she does something silly. Was I a smoker yesterday? Am I a smoker today? And will I be a smoker tomorrow? Was I hungry 5 hours ago? Am I hungry now? Will I be hungry later? Yes, 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 yes. All of these actions are not finished. All of these actions have started in the past. They're true in the present. And guess what? In the future, they're still going to be true. Nothing is going to change. So we use the present perfect for unfinished actions, for unfinished states, and for unfinished habits. Yes, I smoked yesterday. Yes, I smoked today. And yes, I will probably smoke tomorrow. That is an unfinished action. Oh, lots of comments. All right, let's have a look at the states. So now we're going to try and to identify the actions, the states, and the habits. My habit is drinking coffee. My actions. My state. A state is a feeling. Happy, sad, like an adjective. So without any further ado, some of you are already getting the answers. Here they are. I've known Karen since 1994. That's an action. I've been smoking for 15 years. That's a habit. And I've been starving for the past 5 hours. Can we please eat? That, of course, is a state. Good. Looking at some of the comments right now, some of the correct answers coming in. Awesome. Thank you for your participation. There's a good question. What if we eat in a few hours? Then the action will be finished in the future, correct? The action will be finished in the future. You know, maybe next week I'll stop smoking. Maybe next week Karen will kick the bucket and die, and that means I won't know her anymore. But right now, this very moment, these are unfinished actions that are going to continue. These are unfinished states that are going to continue. That example of being hungry, it's not going to change unless I eat some food. So at this moment, this state of being hungry started in the past, is true right now, and will be true in the future. Stream status is good. Oh, are we good? I think we're good. Okay, give me one moment, folks. I think my stream died. Please comment and let me know if you're still here. Anywho, I shall continue as if the world is watching. So yes, long story short, all of these actions, states, and habits started in the past and have continued into the future, and they're absolutely relevant right now. Okay, so let's have a look at some examples of since and for. Since and for. Yeah, you're here. Awesome. Good to see that you're still here. Good, good, good. Okay, so using since and for. Can anybody write an example in the comments with the word since and for using the present perfect? I'd love to just see some examples to see if anyone can have a guess to try and figure out how to use them in a sentence. So I'm just going to hang on a little bit and see if we get any comments in. All right, let's see. So can you write a comment with since and with for? Oh, there's a good question. The difference of state and action. So state is a feeling. State is a feeling. Tired, happy, sad, angry, hungry. An action is to do something. An action is like knowing a person. An action is drinking coffee. An action is a verb. So think of it like that. An action is a verb and a state is an adjective. Good, we're getting some comments in. I followed you on Insta since last week. Awesome! Welcome to the party. I've started reading my book since 3 hours. Close. I know you since December. Perfect, Amin. Now remember, present perfect. I have known you. I have lived in Baseball City since 2016. That's amazing. I know her for 6 months. Perfect. I've known her for 6 months. And that's good. I'm getting the examples. A similar sentence, but one with since and one with for. And that's exactly what we're looking for. 100% what we're looking for. I have lived in Paris since 2013. Good. It has been difficult to deal with COVID-19 for 6 months. Yes, it has. There's no doubt about it. It has been difficult. Cool. All right, so let's have a look at some of these examples. So here are some of the examples that I thought of earlier on. And for example, I've known Sam since 1992. I've liked chocolate since I was a child. She's been here since 2 p.m. All of these are a fixed time. A fixed time. The time is set at a certain point in the past. Not a duration of time, a fixed time. So if you look at the comments, like Amin commented there, I know you since December. Since December. December is a fixed time. Seisma GS, I'll get back to you in a few minutes about the state. But it was starving, very hungry. So all of these, like, she's been here since 2 p.m. So that sentence was said after 2 p.m. Like, Ronan has been doing his live since 10 a.m. Ronan has been doing his live for 32 minutes right now. Now let's look at some examples with for. Oops, one moment. Just going to turn on my Instagram live as well and let people know that we're here. Whoops. Awesome. Good, so let's have a look at some of the examples with for. I've been hungry for hours. She's had a cold for a week. And I've known Julie for 10 years. So the first example was since. And these examples are for. And there's a big difference between those. Since is for a fixed time. For is a period of time. So when we're looking at this, she's had a cold for a week. COVID-19 has been a thing for, 6 months now? COVID-19 has been rampant since January, for example. So that is how we can use since, and that's how we can use for with the present perfect. Since a set period of time, and for a duration of time. For 6 months, for 5 hours. I have lived in Canada for almost 6 years. Now that's crazy. That's really crazy. I think it's 6 years, or is it 5? I don't know. I've lived in Canada for a long time. And here are some negative examples. I've been here for 30 minutes. Perfect. So these are negative examples where we use have not. I haven't seen John since last Tuesday. Is he okay? I haven't seen John for 5 days. It's been great. You know, in that example there, I'm obviously not a friend of John's. I do not like John. So I say, I haven't seen John for 5 days. It's been great. And the last example there, I haven't drunk a beer since last Monday. It's not easy, but progress is progress. So in the first one, we have since last Tuesday. That means from last Tuesday until now, I have not seen John. In the second example, 4 or 5 days. That means over the last 5 days, I haven't seen John. And guess what? I'm happy because for some reason I don't like John. And then, of course, in the last example, I haven't drunk a beer since last Monday. Since plus fixed time. Now, for all of you people on Instagram, you should go to YouTube so you can actually see what I'm talking about, which is all of this here. So right now, people on Instagram, I am live on YouTube. And the link is in the bio, so check it out. Okay, back to my YouTubers. Hello. So here are some questions for you. I'm just wondering, could you possibly answer these ones here? You know, these all means that you are still doing the action, that an action is still relevant. And for these, we have 3 choices. We have past simple, we have present perfect since, or we have present perfect for. And you choose which one to use. So, for example, how long have you lived in? Oh, I need to change my camera. Yeah, we're just going to move my camera over here. There we go. So for example, number 1, how long have you lived in Paris? How long have you lived in France? How long have you lived in Canada? How long have you lived in your hometown, for example? Number 2, when did you start drinking coffee? I've been drinking coffee since. I've been drinking coffee for. I've been drinking coffee since 2005, or I've been drinking coffee for 5 years. When is the last time you drank a beer? I have not smoked since. I have not drank since, for example. All right, Instagrammers, go to YouTube. Good. So just looking at some of the comments, I'm sweating. It's hot. Well, I do have hot coffee as well. Good. So these are just some questions where the answer can be used either with a past simple, you could use for, or you could use since. How long have you been learning English? I've been learning English for 5 years. I have been learning English since 2000, for example. My name's Ronan. I've been teaching English for 7 years. I have been in education for over 10 years now, for example. All right, let's move on to finished actions. And now we're going to look at life experiences. Now we're going to look at unfinished time words. And we are going to look at recent actions with a present result. Good. Just making sure my live is still going. It is. That's awesome. Cool. All right, so let's have a look at life experiences. Finished actions. So these actions happened sometime during a person's life. These actions that we're going to look at happened in the past, but are not happening right now. They're finished actions. Let's take a look at some of these examples. I have been to Tokyo. John has smoked marijuana 3 times, and we have never seen that film. We have never seen that movie. So these are all actions that happened one time in the past. And when we're using the present perfect to talk about finished actions, we often use never and we often use ever. So think about a place that you have been on vacation. Think about a place that you have visited. Think about something that you have done. Like in this example here, I have been to Tokyo. That's a life experience. Not everybody gets to do that. So in this example here, I've been to Tokyo. That's a life experience that is finished. With the second example, John has smoked marijuana 3 times. That's 3 times in the past. He has smoked marijuana. Finished action. Finished experience. We have never seen that film. That's a finished action with a present result. And to the Instagrammers, if you want to see this, go to my YouTube channel because I'm live on YouTube right now. Think about something you have done. Leave a comment about something you have done, something you have tried. I have never been smoked marijuana. Good answer. Now what you would say there for a one-time action, I have never smoked marijuana. I have never drank a beer. I have never drank coffee after midnight. I don't know. I'm just thinking of some random examples off the top of my head. So for Democritus, I have never smoked. Not never been. I've never smoked. So we can use the present perfect for finished actions to talk about life experiences. Yes, Anna, I am on YouTube right now. Go to my YouTube channel, folks. Now, we're also going to look at it about using with unfinished time words. So it's a finished action with an unfinished time word. Isn't that confusing? Let me explain what I mean by that. I haven't seen her this month. She's drunk 3 cups of coffee today. And I've already moved house twice this year. So there's 3 different sentences. And of course, the time expressions are this month, today, and this year. This month, today, and this year. Is today over? No. Is this month over? No. Is this year over? No, it's not. None of these are finished. This month is still continuing. Now, do I know what time she drank her 3 cups of coffee? No, I don't, because it's not important. What's important is the action. The time is not important. Go to my YouTube Instagrammers. I've already moved house twice this year. That means that in the past, maybe in January, maybe in February, I moved house, and the year is not finished yet. We're only in July. And it means that, hey, I might be moving house again in the future. I'm not sure. The act of drinking coffee is finished in number 2. The act of drinking coffee is done. But today is not finished. And that is a finished action with an unfinished time word. Do you have any questions about that, my followers? I'm just going to have a look at some of the comments right now. Cool, cool, cool. Let's have a look at some of the comments. I haven't drunk coffee yet today. Perfect example. Sisima GS. I haven't drunk coffee yet today. Because today is not finished. And maybe you will. I don't know. It's like an open-ended example. Perfect. Good, good, good. All right. The next one is a finished action with a result. I have taken 4 showers today. Well, Democrates Pinto Lima, at least you are very clean today. That is good. After this live, I'm absolutely going to take a shower because I am sweating buckets right now. Anyways, I wanted to do this in the hour, but I talk too much. All right, moving on. Now we're going to look at a finished action with a result in the present. And to be honest, this is possibly the most common time when we use the present perfect. You know, so let's just read these over. Confusing. I do my best to learn it. You will learn it. So we often use the present perfect to talk about something that happened in the recent past that is relevant right now. So I've lost my wallet, she has hurt her leg, and they have missed the bus. These are finished actions. Does it matter when I lost my wallet? No, it doesn't matter when. Does it matter when she hurt her leg? No, it does not matter when she hurt her leg. And does it matter when they missed the bus? No, the time is not important with any of these. The actions are important with these. So what do you think some of the consequences, what do you think some of the results are of this? What are the results of losing your wallet? What is the result of her hurting her leg? And what is the result of those people missing the bus? I've lost my wallet, and as a result, blah, 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 blah. She has hurt her leg, and as a result, blah, 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 blah. They've missed the bus, and as a result, blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Let's take a look at some possible actions, or some possible results, some possible consequences of these actions. I've lost my wallet, so I can't buy any legal marijuana. Terrible. I've lost my wallet, so I can't go shopping. I've lost my wallet, so I can't pay with my credit card, for example. She's hurt her leg, so she can't play tennis today. They've missed the bus, so they will be late for the important meeting. Finished action, consequences, and results. That's what we're looking at here. The finished action is losing your wallet. The finished action is hurting your leg. The finished action is missing the bus. And the consequences, the results, are so I can't buy any legal marijuana. She can't play tennis today, and they will be late for a very important meeting. These are all the current results of the finished actions. I have talked to her. Good. And she's ecstatic for her salary. Perfect. Great example there. So remember, we can use the present perfect with finished actions. We can use the present perfect with finished actions that have a result in the present. And we can use the present perfect with just recent interactions or recent actions. I've lost my wife. I have missed the bus, and that's why I take a taxi. I've broken my car, so I can't go to church. These are amazing. Really good examples. I've missed the bus. That's why I took a taxi. So good example. That's why I am taking a taxi, or that's why I took a taxi. You choose. I've lost my wife. I can't find her. I've lost my wife. She passed away. And that's a real example. It doesn't matter when. All that matters is the action. Okay, so moving on. Recent actions. So, I like to pull my examples from real life, as you know. Let's look at the first one. Trump has given another speech. Number 2, I've just seen Lucy. Number 3, the mayor has announced a new plan for the railways. And number 4, Trump has finally endorsed the mask. Finally endorsed the mask. To endorse, this one down here, is to support, to publicly support something. To say, I believe this is a good idea. I believe we should do this. I believe we should wear a mask. That is to endorse something. So we can use the present perfect to talk about something that happened recently, even if there is not a clear result in the present. We often use the present perfect to introduce news. You know, we often use the present perfect to set up a story, and then we give extra information afterwards. Okay? So let's have a look at some of the extra pieces of information related to these recent actions. Trump has given another speech, and it was fucking atrocious. Atrocious is terrible. Atrocious is like the worst speech you can imagine. Atrocious is really, really bad. The next one. I've just seen Lucy. She looked healthy. That's good. You know, maybe I haven't seen Lucy for quite some time and I've just seen her and guess what? She's looking healthy. That's very positive. That is something beneficial. That is something good. I've just poured some coffee. Sweating. The mayor has announced a new plan for the railway. It will cost $50 million. I've just got home from work. Yes. And Lacero Guitar, what will you do now? I've just got home from work and now I will make dinner. Now I will relax. Now I will learn English with my favorite English teacher. The light has just turned off. Has just turned off. Good job. And Trump has finally endorsed the mask. Better late than never. But his inaction has cost thousands of lives. Has cost. So with these examples here, I'm using the present perfect to start my story, to start the information, to start the news. And then immediately after, I'm changing my grammar tense and I'm using sometimes the present perfect, sometimes I'm using the past simple, sometimes I'm using future will. So it's like present perfect to start, but then a different tense to finish. She has just left the hospital. She is okay. Good. She has just left. And that's a recent action. I have just poured myself a coffee and now I will drink it. Maybe that's why I'm sweating. Of course it's a factor. And so you can see Trump has given another speech. General information about a recent action. The extra information, it was fucking atrocious. It was terrible. I've just seen Lucy. Recent action. Extra information. She looked healthy. And so here are some questions and some examples. Or just questions. I changed it and I did not change the other part. Have you ever been to Tokyo? Number 2, have you ever smoked marijuana? Number 3, have you ever broken the law? Number 4, have you ever gotten so drunk you blacked out? And number 5, where have you been? So again, we're just going to do a very simple listening exercise. I am going to read you some answers and I would like you to connect the answers to the questions. So we have 5 questions and now I will read 5 different answers. A. Answer A. Yes, I have. Several times. It's legal in Canada. So it's not a big deal. Yes, I have. Several times. It is legal in Canada, so it's not a big deal. Is that for number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, or number 5? Yes, I have. Several times. It's legal in Canada, so it's not a big deal. Which one is that for? Number 2. Have you ever smoked marijuana? Correct. On the money with number 2. Okay. B. I was at the bathroom. Mind your own business. In fact, I can type this one up. I was at the bathroom. Mind your own business. Is that for number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, or number 5? I was at the bathroom. Mind your own business. Number 5, yes, where have you been? I was at the bathroom. Mind your own business. Good. C. No. C. No. I have never been there, but I want to. No. I have never been there, but I want to. C. No. I've never been there, but I want to. Is that for number 1? Is it for number 2? Is it for number 3? Is it for number 4? Or is it for number 5? Number 1. Have you ever been to Tokyo? La Sierra Guitar. I have never been outside of Brazil. Not yet. Not yet. But yes, Raveen, you are correct. You are absolutely correct. All right, here's another one. D. Oh God, I have done that way too many times. But now I'm more mature and have a much healthier relationship with alcohol than in the past. So let me type that one up. And this is D. Oh God, I have done that too many times. Now I have a alcohol. Okay, 1 or 2 spelling mistakes there, but you get the point. Number 4, yes. Oh God, I have done that way too many times, but now I'm more mature and I have a much healthier relationship with alcohol in the past. And that is, of course, connected to number 4. And the last one, well, obviously we know the answer and we know which one is connected to, but it was no. Or the answer was yes, I have, but I'm not going into detail. So let me just put that down as E. Yes, I have, but I'm not going into detail. So is E for number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, or number 5? Well, the answer for that one is, of course, number 3. All right, Raveen, to black out, phrasal verb. If you black out, it means that you get so drunk that you do not know what you're doing. You wake up and you have no memory of what you did. Blackout can be very scary because you're really thinking, what did I do yesterday? You know, and it's just not fun. So that's what blackout means. Okay, so there you go. That was just some listening exercises for y'all. All right, moving on. This is the last part. Been and gone. Okay, so now we're going to figure out the better ways to use been and the better ways to use gone. For example, I've been to Paris. She's been to school today. They have never been to California. All right, so in this tense, we use been and gone as the past participle of go, but in slightly different circumstances. We use been when we often are talking about life experiences. We use been to mean that the person we're talking about has visited a place and has returned. So, for example, I've been to Paris. Now, time is not important, only the action. And the action is that, yes, my name is Ronan, and I've visited Paris at some point in the past. So I can say I've been to Paris, but now I'm in Canada where I live. It's a finished action with been. With the second one, she's been to school today. She went to school in the morning and she came home in the afternoon. She's been to school. It's a finished action with been. And of course, in the third one, they have never been to California. So that's how we can use been in the negative one. So think about a place that you have been to in the past that's finished. Have you been shopping today? Yeah, I've been shopping. Finished. Have you been to the beach recently? Yeah, I've been to the beach a few times. Finished actions. And of course, if we compare it to gone, which is this one here, whereas John, he has gone to the shop. Julie has gone to Mexico. They've gone to Japan for 3 weeks. So in these examples here, at this moment, John is still at the shop. He has not returned. He went to the shop 10 minutes ago and he is not back right now. Julie has gone to Mexico. That means at this moment, she is still in Mexico. And of course, they've gone to Japan for 3 weeks. At this moment, right now, they're in Japan. When did they go to Japan? Not important. Not important when. All that matters is that they are in Japan right now. There are some questions, which is up to you to answer if you would like. But overall, folks, I pulled this one here from online. So as you can see, English study page. They have their own website. They have their own Facebook. You should check them out because they have some cool infographics like this one. And it just shows you all the different ways to use the present perfect tense. So for finished actions, for recently completed actions, for unfinished actions, for multiple actions at different times, for changes, for accomplishments, and for life experiences. Now, we didn't get to talk about all of those today, but we've obviously gone well over the hour. We've gone 11 minutes over the hour, which is fine. But now I would just like to take a moment to talk about one of the main reasons why I am actually doing these lives. Okay? So, hello. As you know, my name is Ronan. I am an English teacher and I live in Kelowna, British Columbia. For a long time, I've been trying to figure out how I could give back to the community, how I could help the local community, and that's where these English by donation webinars come from. I'm hoping to raise some money for the Bridge Youth and Family Services in Kelowna, British Columbia. There is a big problem in Canada right now with drugs, with opioids. Yes, this my GS. Been is a finished experience and gone is an undergoing action. Yes. So back to this one here. I'll answer questions at the end. So the bridge, as I was saying, in Canada, there is a severe problem with drug addiction. And yes, the government do help people, but it's just not enough. There needs to be a lot more work done. And that's one of the reasons why I'm doing these webinars on YouTube, is to try and raise some money for some really good organizations in Kelowna, British Columbia. The Bridge are... Do you teach in Hello? I'll get to you in a second, sorry. So the Bridge is an organization that does a lot of different things. For example, adult withdrawal management. And that is a place where they can help up to 15 adults to stay away from drugs, to get off drugs, to get off alcohol in a very safe manner. You know, it's definitely not easy to stop taking drugs. It's definitely not easy to stop drinking. And this is a way to help people deal with withdrawals. Sisma, there is a GoFundMe link in the description of this video. And if you can donate even $1, I would be over the moon. Absolutely. Now, a lot of people are not able to donate, and that's absolutely fine. If you cannot donate, please share this video with other people. And please do something good in your community. You know, it's how we can make real change, is by working in your local community. Another thing that the Bridge do is they actually do youth withdrawal management. And that means for young people aged 18 and under who are addicted to drugs, they help them to try and get off drugs. So think about that. For children who are addicted to drugs. So any money that you donate is going to go to these organizations that really make a huge, huge difference. Okay? Some other work they do support recoveries, outreach, overdose prevention, and naloxone training. So these three here are directly related to drug addiction and directly related to helping people who suffer from addiction. It could be alcohol or it could be harder substances. And so overall, if you can, please give a buck. A buck is like $1. So far, at the start of the video, we raised $125. I'm hoping to get to $1,000, and I will be doing this as many times as I need to until I get to $1,000. And after that, we'll pick a different charity and we'll just keep on going from there, because why not? You know, and that's the question, why not? So if you can, click on the link in the description and it will bring you to the GoFundMe page where you can donate money to the Bridge Youth and Family Services. You go onto the page, you click donate now, and you can make a huge difference for some people. So that is my plug for that. Here is some extra work for the nerds. So my plan now is to just leave this here for one moment. You can come back, you can pause the video later on, you can try to answer these, you can leave your answers in the comments section, please. Here's some extra work here, you know, you gotta make some questions. Fill in the blanks with for or since. And of course, the very last one is a thank you. So thank you to Perfect English Grammar, great website. Thank you to ESL Library for the worksheets that I just posted online without asking. And thank you to you who's watching this, to you who is here right now. Seriously, this would not be possible without you guys joining. And let's just call it. So, hi, my name is Ronan. This is English on the Road. This was the very first webinar by donation. You do not have to give any money. I am fully aware that a lot of people are not in a financial position where they can donate. I'm fully aware that a lot of my followers are in Iran and they are not able to send money abroad. And I would never ask you to put yourself in a situation that would cause you financial difficulty. If you cannot donate money, please share this video. Please share the post on my Instagram. If you cannot give money, please go out into your local community and do a good deed, whatever it may be. Whatever you think is good, just go out there and do it. Because I know for a fact that I can't make a huge difference on a global scale, but I can make a difference on a local scale. And that's how change begins. So, overall, my name is Ronan. I'm an online English teacher, originally from that beautiful country, Ireland. And now I'm living in Canada, and I have been living in Canada for 5 years, I think it is, maybe 6 years. That's really it for today. I hope you join me next week, same time, Wednesday morning at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And next week we will be looking at relative clauses. I'm also sure that these lessons are going to get a lot better and a lot more efficient in the future, because this was the very first live I have ever done on YouTube. And yeah, a little nerve-wracking, I'm sweating, but overall, it's been a lot of fun. Thank you so much, Sisyama GS. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Anything is much appreciated. Guys, my name is Ronan. I'm going to call it here. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments. Message me on Instagram, anything like that. Get a hold of me. Smoke signals, carrier pigeon, whatever it may be. Let me know. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something. And most of all, I hope you have a great day. And I'll see you later, folks. Bye.